should be chasing after the sun. We would be amazing together as one. Oh, there's no turning back for the both of us. No point of denying the truth. Let go of the past and get stronger. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. I know what you're facing, I know what you fear. But soon you'll be ready, your mind will be clear. There's no turning back for the both of us. No point of denying the truth. Let go of the past and get stronger. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. The love in our hearts is causing these flames. The will in our minds will keep them forever. Just believe in the fire between us. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us.
We've had this conversation and you seem to agree with me. But when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Don't
got sunshine, I've got you now. When we're body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. When we're body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. My friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody. Oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody. Oh, oh. I've got sunshine, I've got you now. When we're body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. When we're body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. My friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody. Oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody. Oh, oh.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. I hope you're having a good night. I've had a really good week. It's been super busy, so I haven't really had much time to focus on YouTube. I've been trying to get my website ready for the South Florida Drone Meetup. I'm trying to come up with something to pass out and then have like thefoxhorn.com on whatever I end up passing out. I'll definitely have some stickers, but I'm trying to 3D print some things and trying to figure out how to get a QR code on the back, but it's not as simple as it was last time I did something like that. Just because I think the QR code is pretty detailed. So thefoxhorn.com might just end up being on the back of it. But yeah, I also have received all of the pieces of the camera that I've always wanted. Okay, so I've got it right here. This is the Canon R5C, and it's blurry. So this is the Canon R5C. I have the dual fisheye VR lens on the front of it. It is now an L lens and is full frame. So what that means is I can record. Don't want to break it, but I can now record 8K RAW onto a CF Express card, 180 degrees 3D. So it is the exact same camera. If you guys have a VR headset and you've watched the Sabrina Carpenter concert in MetaQuest Horizons, or you've watched, there was a Chainsmokers concert, and then there's various VR creators. This is the camera that they actually use. So super excited about that. What I love about it is it's a VR camera, but I can also use a regular lens on it. Last 2 Sundays I was filming my church for the website, so I can put that website on Foxhorn and just let you guys know that I did all the video for the front of it, and it's pretty cool. So that's super cool. And I've been preparing for the South Florida drone meetup. TJ, again, I appreciate you offering up your house for me to stay at while I'm down there. But I have, and I talked about this last week. I have, I'm going to be staying in Cairo, Georgia, the first night. And then while I'm in Florida, I'm going to be staying near Lake Okeechobee. So I thought it would be fun tonight. So in the past, I was staying at the hotel that everybody else was staying at for the South Florida drone meetup. And then Sunday was kind of a time to go fly at the beach. But the first year I didn't do that because my wife was with me. And then last year I didn't end up going because I needed to get on the road. So what I've decided this year, since I'm at Lake Okeechobee, I'm going to get some video of Florida, get some video of the beach while I'm at the South Florida drone meetup. I might not spend the entire day at the causeway. I might go away for an hour and fly the beach or something like that. Or just fly something else. But since I'm staying at Lake Okeechobee, I was looking up Lake Okeechobee, and it's literally the Everglades. So I'm thinking about getting video around Lake Okeechobee, or even just Okeechobee, Florida. There's like this really cool park in the middle of town that has like tanks and stuff like that. So I thought it might be kind of fun for us tonight to look up the 2 places that I'm going to stay, and see what kind of videos other people have, and maybe plan out, just kind of my day. Last year, when I left the campsite in Alabama, I think Dothan is where I stayed. Last year, I went to, I drove all these side roads to get to the interstate, and I drove through Thomasville, Georgia, and it was the cutest little town. So I just decided to stop, and I took an hour and just kind of flew this amazing park there. So part of me wants to go back to Thomasville and get kind of the city, like the square, and then use last year's footage mixed with this year's footage to make kind of a Thomasville, Georgia video. But I also thought about doing that with the Everglades too. There's a lot of canals, and a lot of waterways around Lake Okeechobee. So I've got AirAware website up tonight. So I thought it'd be fun for us to look through AirAware together and maybe find some cool shots or find some cool places to film at. And I'm going to do all this live, and then I'm going to go back. If I find any place cool, I'm going to go back and watch my live stream and write it down. So just like it at work, whenever we have a meeting and we don't want to take notes, we record the meeting, and then if something important was said, we go back and watch go back through the transcript. I'll be able to do that with this. So I want to go ahead and say hello to everybody that's in the chat. So let's go first. I know Steve and Drones was first. So Steve is old faithful. Giggles is in the house. What's up, TJ? Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. I think is it a week away? Let's see. I will be leaving Thursday. So it's a week from Thursday is when I will get on the road. That's crazy. So welcome to the chat, TJ. TJ said, coffee, it's 7:30 in the evening. I need coffee to get through this show, especially after the day that I've had. I've had a pretty long, crazy day at work. So East Coast said, I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that was. But welcome to the chat, Dusty. Hope you're having a good night. Dusty. Maddie's in the house. What's up, Maddie? Are you going to the drone meetup this year, or have you had enough? I'd love to see you again. So he's got to run. Be back soon. So that's good. Charles Gillespie's in the house. What's up, Charles? Hello. Hope you're having a good night. Always a pleasure, my friend. Who else we got? Steven Drones, TJ. Yep, I'll definitely have some stickers to hand out. Are we going to Flavortown? I don't even know what that is. Is that a place in someone said ouch. I don't know what that means. Dustin said too poor for VR. That's why he flies FPV. Nice. Nacho is in the house. What's up, Nacho? Long time no see. Hope you're having a good time in Alaska. Are you getting some more footage of the Northern Lights? I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Hope all is well. Jim is in the house. Why is it just Jim now? Is this a different Jim? So East Coast said, get some gator shots like I did at the golf course. Yeah, I need to talk to you. I'm probably going to ask you some questions whenever we get there, because I remember you told me last year not to fly too close to the water because the gators will jump up and grab my drone. So every campsite that I'm staying, well, not the ones in Georgia, but the ones in where I'm staying at in Okeechobee, there's a lot of signs that say snakes and gators. So we don't have that type of wildlife here in Nashville. We have, if we get closer to the mountains, we have bears. But the only thing here in Nashville that we kind of have to worry about is every once in a while there'll be some coyotes or some bobcats. But for the most part, we don't have any And now I guess I'm pretty sure if I went deep into the woods, something would attack me. But yeah, we went. My brother got married in Florida, and they had like an Airbnb. This was before Airbnb was a thing, but they rented this. It was kind of like a condominium, and in the back it had its own swimming pool that was like covered up with like a screened in porch type area. And we kept hearing this splashing. There was a kind of a creek, like a waterway behind that condo, and the guy that was local there, he said, "Yeah, those are just the gators splishing, splishing and the splashing." I don't think that was right, but just splashing around in the creek. So, not too concerned about gators, but a little worried, and definitely don't want them to come up and eat my drone. So what's up, Brent? Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a good night. Airboat ride might be kind of fun. Some of the videos that I saw of Lake Okeechobee usually, like I watched a documentary, and airboat was really cool. So I would love to fly over Lake Okeechobee and kind of chase an airboat. I've never seen an airboat in person. I've always seen them on movies and stuff. So I think that'll be kind of fun. Nacho said I'll be gator bait. I hope not. I think a gator would choke on me. No, I don't know. High heated garage, Dennis. So Dusty said he's got a canal in his backyard with gators. Nice. Yeah. So not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. But I'll be leaving Thursday morning. So it's kind of a long drive for me down to Florida. But it's become something that I really enjoy doing every year. Gary, what's up, Gary? Hope you're having a good night. Welcome to the chat. So from what I understand, Gary, you're not going to the South Florida Drone Meetup this year. Is that right? Ray Kelly's in the house. What's up, Ray? I can't wait to see you in a week and a half. Hope you're doing well. Don't know if I need to do anything. Let me know. I might contact you offline, but I'm not staying at the hotel. I've got a campsite in Okeechobee, so I think that's like 40 minutes away from the Causeway. So I might hang out on Saturday, might eat dinner with y'all, and then go back to Okeechobee. And then Sunday, I might just spend the morning at Lake Okeechobee, flying somewhere cool, and then to get on the road. I don't see driving an hour back to Jensen Beach and then flying and then driving. Anyway, probably just going to hang out with y'all on Saturday. But I'm going to try to get there as early as I can on Saturday. And I'm planning on coming Friday night. I'm planning on hanging out with you guys Friday night, then going back to my campsite, and then coming back on Saturday, spending the day on Saturday, might eat dinner with some of y'all, and then that'll be kind of the end of my... Oh, my hat says Flavortown. Oh my gosh. I didn't get the connection. I do like Flavortown. They had these like garbage can nachos that were ridiculous. I don't know if there's a Flavortown. There's probably one in Orlando, but I don't know if there's one anywhere I'll be in Florida. Okay, so this is a different Jim. This isn't Jim's droning. This is a different Jim. Well, welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. He lives in Michigan. All right. Brent's writing in ciphers. What else we got going on here in the chat? Yeah, Dusty, I don't really want to get eaten by a gator. I've had gator before when I was in Louisiana. Excuse me. I had some gator tail, and it was cut up in some gumbo. So I don't really know what gator tail tastes like. I just kind of remember what it chews like. um, Y'all are burning up the chat. Yeah, I'm having a hard time catching up. What time is it? 6:55, and I'm on 6:49. So I'm 6 minutes behind the chat. So Nacho said he's at work, and it's 3:50 p.m. there. So it's 3:50 in Alaska. Ooh, a kid got eaten in Disney. That's crazy. Yeah, so Jim, since this is your first time here, my name is Sean, and I am a YouTuber for about 9 years now, I think. And my channel is basically like cameras, anything with a camera on it. That's really the easiest way to say what my channel's about. I fly camera. I've been flying camera drones since the beginning of my channel. I fly FPV drones to a point. I don't fly acro, but I'll fly like Avadas, and I've got a couple custom Avadas that I'm flying, and I'm putting cameras on. I'll put 360 cameras up in the air, but I'm also really into VR. So 360 video, not just using 360 video to get a normal video out of it, but actually putting 360 video in VR headsets and creating experiences, which is something else I want to do when I'm down in Florida and in Georgia. I got this VR camera, and I want to, get some experiences so that I can relive them in the headset. Yeah, I do reviews on products, but I'm not one of those guys that gets the product from the company and has to say good things about it. I'm usually pretty honest about things that I get. But my honesty is kind of ground based. So if I buy a $20 tripod off of Amazon and I review it, I'm not going to say this is a piece of crap. You need to go out and spend $300 on this tripod. I'm going to say this $20 tripod is good for $20. But if you want a better tripod, you might want to shell out a little bit more money. So that's kind of my honesty. I'm like realistic. So welcome to the chat. We also have a Club Foxhorn. So TJ can hook you up. Well, actually, I can give you the link right now. Oh, that's not her. So I have if you want to get connected with my side of the drone community, this is a link to Club Foxhorn. I just put it in the chat, and you're welcome to come and join and hang out, post your videos. Anything that you post on Club Foxhorn, I have the discretion to put it on my live stream. So if you want me to put your videos, on my live stream, then I'll do that. Or if you want me to not put it on my live stream, just say, don't put this on the live stream. But most people that want to show people their work don't mind me putting their stuff on my live stream. So I don't want to be one of those channels that it's all about me, love me, I'm amazing, look at Sean. I really want this to be a community that, like we're all hanging out on Tuesday nights and saying hi to each other and catching up on how the week went and all that kind of stuff. I just happen to be the face here. There's also a link that's pinned that anybody in the chat can come hang out. If you, are rude or cussed or anything like that, I'll just take you off. So, and you probably won't get back on my channel. So that's how it is. Welcome to the chat. I hope you come back. So let's see. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. Ahoy, Captain Ray Kelly. So Dusty said he does need a recommendation for a tripod, cheap for my camera. I didn't realize it mattered. Yeah, my recommendation for a tripod, I don't know how, like, it really depends on what kind of camera you have. If you have got a small, like point and shoot, like it's usually like a rectangle that doesn't weigh much. Just about any tripod will do because the camera is not very heavy. But if you need something to hold a camera that's kind of heavy, or even like a camcorder, some of the bigger camcorders, you really just need to see, when you're looking for a tripod on Amazon, look at the weight that it can handle. And then you really get what you pay for. So if you don't want your tripod to fall over in the wind, if you don't want it to, you don't want the legs to loosen up and fall over. Like, you really just, the whole reason for a tripod is so your camera doesn't fall over. So Amazon's really good because you can return things, but I would just get the tripod, make sure that the legs are not going to come loose. Since you're down in Florida, I would get something that's more along the lines of like carbon fiber or plastic instead of aluminum or metal, especially steel, because salt water and sand can just really screw those things up. But anything that's plasticky, like a strong plastic or a strong carbon fiber, that's what I would suggest. Woo! So I went to pick up my daughter today from track, and I sat in the parking lot, and spring has sprung in Nashville. It probably sprung like a month ago in Florida, but like right now is when all the trees are starting to bud. And I parked right with the windows down. It was a beautiful day. It was like 70 degrees, wind blowing, and had the windows down. I parked up right next to a redbud tree, and I just went into a sneezing fit. So the pollen is crazy, and it's probably going to be that at my campsite because I'm going to be like kind of in the woods in Georgia. So I might just be sneezing while I'm down there. But I think the salt water and the wind, I think that's going to help my sinuses, because I feel like when I was in Florida last time, like my sinuses just fell off. So Dusty. Oh, get a tripod from Five and Below. Yeah, it really depends on how much your camera is that you're putting on it. If you don't want your camera to fall over, I would invest in something that's going to be pretty stable. Walmart has some really good tripods. Best Buy has better tripods. So if you, even like the Sunpack tripods at Best Buy, they're like in the 20s. They're pretty good. But and a lot of Best Buys have tripods on display, so you can actually like touch them and feel them and see how strong they are. So, so Giggles says have an open panel. I have there's a link in the chat for anybody to come in and hang out if you want to. So the open panel is there. And I would love to have an open panel. The reason I pay for this service is so that I can have guests on the channel. Not too many guests show up much anymore. So what else we got? I got a Bless Me. Nice. Brent sawed down a red bud yesterday or last week. All right. So let's get yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Gary. So a lot of tripods, if the tripod's not really heavy, in the center post, I shouldn't do that on live, but the post that goes up the middle of the tripod, a lot of times will have a hook. And so if you've got all of your camera gear in a backpack or in a camera bag or something like that, you can hang your backpack on that, and the weight of your backpack will make the tripod a lot more stable. So that's a good comment, Brent. I mean, Gary. It still drives me nuts that it says Brant Aerials and your name's Gary, because I want to call you Brant. All right, so let's share my screen, y'all, and let's have some fun. Ooh, yeah. All right. So what we have, we got a conversation on there. I don't want y'all to see that. That's a guy asked me for a guy that I know personally here in Nashville that's looking for a laptop. So I was giving him some recommendations. All right. So I wanted to post some things to Club Foxhorn today, but I didn't have time to. So maybe I'll do that right now, because I want to show you guys, before we go into the map, I want to show you guys my setup for Florida. So what's awesome about a live show. I can do whatever I want to in the middle of the show. All right. So I'm only going to post a couple. So we're going to do this one and that one and that one. That one. That one. That one. All right, we're posting right now. There's the other Jim. That's the Jim who I thought you were. This is Jim's droning. He's a regular on the show. So I just posted on Club Foxhorn. So I wanted to show you guys this. So on Saturday, I spent maybe 4 hours adjusting the rack that I bought to build out kind of my bed system. And the reason so last year I drove a Nissan Rogue, and since South Florida Drone Meetup last year, I passed that car over to my wife, and then I bought a Ford Explorer because I couldn't, the Nissan Rogue wasn't long enough. I mean, I could sleep in it, but it was really cramped. So I wanted something. I almost got a minivan, but Ford Explorer fit my needs and looked cool. Not the minivans aren't cool if anybody has a minivan, but anyway, so this is my bed that I've added. This is a 6-inch thick memory foam pad that kind of folds up. But what I wanted to do last year, I set my bed up in, it was an inflatable bed, so I had to blow it up, and I had this little flashlight on my forehead, and I think I invited every mosquito in Alabama into my vehicle. And then I shut the doors and I slept with a bunch of mosquitoes all night. So the plan is this year, I'm going to focus a little bit more on the camping, and then just enjoy Saturday with y'all. And so, so the plan is to have everything ready, so I can just drive right up to the campsite. Now I've got a tent, so but for Lake Okeechobee, this is the plan. So when I leave, I'm planning on leaving Jensen, or I'm planning on leaving Stewart during the day, so that when I get to the campsite, there'll still be light. But anyway, so I showed you guys this a while back. These are toolboxes that I got from Harbor Freight, and they all stack. So I'm going to put all of my equipment like this. This is all I get to bring. So I'm going to put my equipment in these toolboxes. I'm going to be able to lock them down, and create a secure system. I'm going to be able to use one of them as like a table to put my CPAP machine on, to put a cooler on, and all that. And this is how much room I have. So I wanted to lay on my side to see how much room I have. And I have probably another foot above me when I'm laying on my side, so that it's not claustrophobic this year. There's, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. Jim said something about a bug zapper. That would be fun. I think what I'm going to do at the campsites, they sell firewood, so I might just burn some wood on the campfire, like kind of smoke up the area, kind of push all the mosquitoes away, and get some candles and stuff like that. This is kind of a dorky picture, but this is kind of a size analysis. Oh, and I didn't think about like me camping in the Everglades. There's probably tons of mosquitoes there. This is kind of a view from the side. So I still have a lot of room in front of my seats to store things. So that's the tent. This is the bedding. On the other side, I'll have a cooler. And I still have my front seat completely empty. So I've got a little kind of a policeman's desk that I can put up there and hang out in the front seat on my laptop, and then have the bed in the back. So I really have the driver's seat and the passenger seat are completely open. The reason I got camping chairs is so that I could just have what are they called? Captain's chairs. So East Coast said there's a burn ban. Okay. So I won't be able to do that in Florida, but I'll probably be able to do that in Georgia. And then this is the tent. This was a disaster because it was like, we're still have like tornado winds, tornado warnings in Nashville, and putting this up by myself in the wind was nuts. But hopefully where I'm staying in Georgia, I'm just going to put this up in Georgia. I'm not planning on putting this up in Florida, but hopefully it'll work out. But I wanted to show you guys. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Yeah. So this has this little sock that goes over the hatchback, and it straps onto there's a strap right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. There's a strap right here too. Jim just joined Club Foxhorn, so y'all give him a good welcome over there. But what's really cool about this is, so last year when you're camping in your car, one of the big concerns is when it gets cold at night, all of your breath creates condensation. Like if you've been in a tent, there's condensation on the inside of the tent. So airflow is really important. So the reason I got this tent is I'm going to leave my hatchback up all night and get airflow through this little tent area. And this, let me back out. So this is what it looks like. So it's got this little area that opens up that I can Jim. Um, so it has this area that I can, I can be in this tent. I can put a table and chairs and stuff like that. I'm planning on putting a heater in here that blows into my vehicle. Um, but yeah, so, and the other cool thing about this is this zips up this hole right here. So I can set my tent up and then close it up and then drive into town and get dinner and hang out or whatever. And then I can just back into my campsite and it'll be pretty easy to set up. But I also don't want to do that at nighttime. So I'm really planning on maybe eating dinner in town and then coming back, and I might just go live from inside the tent or from my campsite or make a cool video. But yeah, and I think that's the last picture. Yep, that's the last picture of that. So I was pretty excited that all worked out. So yeah. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, I know this is kind of random tonight, but on the Ace Pro 2, which is the best action camera ever, in my opinion, they have come out with an Explore bundle. Wait. No, that's not what I wanted to show you. They came out with an accessory that I think is awesome. So it's about $85, but this is the grip kit, and it's made from Tilta. So Tilta is the cage company, the camera cage company that I buy all my stuff from. But they've added a grip and a metal cage to your Ace Pro that allows you to put, it's got like a place for a strap. It also has like a cold shoe up here at the top, so you can put a light on the top of it. But it is probably the coolest looking cage I've ever seen come out for an action camera. And it, from the videos that I saw, it was, you're able to put the screen up, you're able to do everything that you can do regularly. You're able to plug the sides of it in, you're able to yeah, so it's pretty cool. So Dusty said, I'll stop at the lake and help you on Friday on my way through if you're getting there early morning time. I'll stop by the lake and help you on Friday. So I'm going to be setting up. Yeah, on Friday, I'll be setting up in the evening because I'll be driving from Georgia to, I'll probably get in town maybe around 2-ish. But yeah, thank you. All right, so Jim says that TJ is getting him hooked on buying drone fixed-winged planes and nitro helicopters. Very close to buying a drone, though. When we were at there's another event here in Tennessee called Minefield, and they had, I don't know, like what kind of fixed planes you're flying. I don't know if they're like, if like they're kits that you can buy or whatever. But there were people there, and they were making fixed wings out of, I don't know what it's called, but it's almost like it's like a thick poster board that you would make like a science project out of, but it had like foam and it had like poster board on both sides. And then they would cut the wing out, and then they would do just kind of like a V, and then they would, or a triangle maybe, and then they would do like the flaps. And then there were, they would use like servos and like there was a kit so that they could control just the flaps, and then they put LEDs on them, and so they were flying them at nighttime, and you just see this like neon V fly through the air like super fast. It was really, really cool. And like in the air, it looked expensive. It looked like this amazing thing up in the air, but then when it got down on the ground, I mean, it looked like, something you made from the dollar store, but it was pretty awesome, how it would fly. So, gotcha. Okay. I had a friend, this was back in high school. So this was like in the 90s. I had a friend that he flew a legitimate remote control helicopter and had a camera on it back then that he would fly like down into chimneys and like survey the chimneys back then. And I never thought it would be the kind of technology that you could just walk into Walmart and buy it. But yeah, that's really cool, Jim. Let me see if I can find. There was I almost bought one. It was at Best Buy, and it was really, really overly engineered. And I thought for sure it was going to be the next best thing. But it was kind of a mix between a drone and a fixed wing. And it was one of those where it was like an X. Let me just go through images real quick and see if I can find it real quick. But it was really cool. It was kind of like that, but it wasn't that. Cause you took off straight, and then once you started going, the whole thing would turn sideways. What was that thing called? I can't. These are all like military. Another drone that I've always wanted is the Parrot Disco. Jim, I don't know if you know much about that, but Parrot Disco is one of those drones that I've always kind of wanted. We used to have a guy on the channel that would come hang out, and he had a Parrot Disco that had, I think back then it was a 3G network inside of it, so he could fly it miles and miles away. Where is that thing? This is it. Is that it? No. It looks a lot like that, though. And it was really cool because they had like a GoPro in the. You could take the tip of the nose off, and you could put a GoPro gimbal on it. Where is that thing? All right, this is getting boring. My show's getting boring because I'm not talking to y'all. Where is that thing? That's it. X-Craft. All right, we're going to look up a video of the X-Craft right now because I wanted one of those so bad. Eight years ago. Yeah, this is a good video. We're getting a commercial. All right, so this is the X1 Plus, or the X Plus 1 flight test. So you would take off like that, and then all of a sudden the whole fixed wing would turn on its side, and you could fly really, really fast, like an X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. And I thought, man, it's so cool because it was a drone. Like it could hover like a drone, and it could return to home like a drone and all that kind of stuff. But then when you flew it, like you could fly through the air really fast. And then when you go to land it, it turns back into a drone and it hovers. So, but see how fast that thing's going? I thought it was a great kind of a compromise between a fixed wing and a drone. And it's super engineered. So each one of those blades is about like super big. And then let's see the gimbal. Because because there was a one with a camera on top of it. It was a kit that you added. Here's installation. So let's just see if they actually fly it. I mean, it doesn't look as cool once you put a gimbal on top of it, but no, I think that's a DIY. But yeah, so someone was asking if it was FPV. I don't know that it was FPV, but how cool would it be if someone made that an FPV drone? The Parrot Disco though is FPV, and so well, there's an option to wear FPV goggles with it, but Parrot's kind of FPV system was more of like you put your phone on your face kind of thing. But this is a 50-kilometer Parrot Disco unlimited range 4G LTE soft mod. So this, we're going to have to watch another commercial. Jim, thanks for coming and hanging out tonight. You got me excited about things I haven't thought about in a while. Yeah, so this is what this flight's like. So it's literally like flying an airplane. So the footage, you don't bank left and bank right like you would with a drone, but it's more of like, well, he's banking there a little bit, but this is 4 times footage, and he flies 50 kilometers. So I don't know what that is in miles, but that seems like pretty far away. And since he's using a cell service to communicate to the drone, he doesn't have to worry about, losing connection. Like he's basically on a phone call with his drone. His drone's literally flying all the way across the city. So Gary said that's 30 miles. So I'm staying 40 miles away from the South Florida drone meetup, so I could literally fly my drone all the way. And so the Parrot Disco is it's like this foam. It's like a high density foam. It's not like styrofoam that just kind of falls, like all the balls fall apart. This is like a strong foam that you would find on, there's a lot of like gimbal cases and drone cases that are made out of that foam now. It's very strong, rigid. But look how far this drone's going. Like it just keeps going and going and going. And this is, he said he sped this up 4 times. So the other thing that's really cool about this, the Parrot Disco, is that it doesn't take off and land. Like you basically throw it and it goes up in the air and it just kind of circles, because it can't hover because it has to have forward thrust for it to stay in the air, but it'll just sit there and spin around. until you give it a command, and then you start flying it, and it'll take off. And then when you come into land, it'll start kind of spinning around, and then you have to find like somewhere soft, and you have to land it like a plane, like a plane crashing. So you kind of bring the belly down really close to the grass, and then turn the motors off, and you kind of slide it in. So right now that's 8 kilometers that he's flown so far. So 50 kilometers, he might be flying 25 kilometers one direction, and then 20, just come back. But this is just an amazing flight. Like, how cool. And this is a 17-minute video, and it's 4 times sped up. So 17 times 4, it's like a 70-minute flight. Pretty awesome. So the battery consumption doesn't take up nearly as much as 4 motors. It just has 1 motor in the front. So, thanks, Jim, for the kind words. So, and the Parrot Disco has been out for years. I want to say at least 5 years. I believe it came out about 5 years ago. Now, people have been modifying it since then. And the good thing about the Parrot Disco is that it uses LiPo batteries. So you don't, like with a lot of so 13 kilometers, he just turned. So it looks like he's doing maybe a big loop. But I mean, the guy's still flying. This is kind of crazy. But since the Parrot Disco uses LiPos, those are pretty easy to find on Amazon. The connections are kind of universal, so you can buy usually what deteriorates whenever in the drone community is the batteries. So you buy like a DJI Mini 4, there's only, a specific battery that will fit in that drone. So once DJI stops supporting that drone, then you got to find batteries on eBay, and most of those batteries have been used before, and they've been depleted or cycles. They had so many cycles that one of the cells is bad and all that kind of stuff. But now when it turns, it's not very good. It doesn't look very good. But I mean, you can take this video and cut a lot of different. And he might just not be very good at flying it. I don't know. But it looks like it's having a hard time at turning. But since he has such a good connection, he's not afraid to get down close to the water. Now those trees are probably 60 feet tall, so, or maybe 30 feet tall. So he is still up in the air, but man, it's so cool. So anyway, I want to show one more video of the Parrot Disco, and then I'll go talk about the Okeechobee. But this is kind of a flight test of the this is a flight test, and so this is him. So he throws it up in the air, and then it'll just start flying around kind of in a circle. It'll just start. That's kind of what I wanted to show you. And it's got just one camera on the front. It's got the same camera that the Parrot Bebop had on it. And then that's how you land it. But yeah. So it just has like one 180 degree fisheye lens on the front of it. And then it uses software to stabilize within that. So yeah. So that is the Parrot Disco. Now I kind of want a Parrot Disco again. So All right. So I wanted to show you guys this. This is kind of the area that I will be staying at. I'm going to be staying like up at the top part of Lake Okeechobee, near Okeechobee, Florida. And so I've pulled up kind of the same map on Air Aware. And what Air Aware is, it's a map. It's an AI map that kind of shows you where you can fly and where you can't. You basically put a pin on the map and it'll say you're clear. So I put a pin over here because I found a place that is clear airspace. And so I wanted to come over here, and it looks like Scott Diver Park. So I wanted to come over here and just see kind of what kind of pictures that people took. There's an alligator right there, so that makes me nervous. But I saw these little islands all over the water, and I think that would be kind of fun to fly around. But yeah, and even this is kind of nasty looking, but I bet it would be cool. But there's a lot of lily pads. There's a big field of yellow wildflowers. I don't know if I'll be able to get that, but it looks like somewhere that I could park, get my drone out, and fly. So that's pretty cool. But there's other areas. So if I wanted to fly there, I wanted to fly around these canals. Everywhere that there's one of these canals that goes into the lake, there's like a really cool like structure, like a dam looking thing, with like concrete, and there's also these little like gates that boats can go in and out of. But so I saw this place. There's a trailhead right here and a boat launch, and I was like, well, that would be a cool place to fly. So I can't fly there because it's a military training route. It says cautionary airspace, so I might be able to take off, but it might have more air traffic than it's worth. So I also saw this guy right here. Here's a golf course, and it's near the Flying Cow Ranch, but it has clear airspace. So I might come down here to this golf course and fly. It might be kind of cool to fly over the golf course into the lake. So Dusty said, go out at night with a flashlight and look across the water for eyes. No, I might do that. I thought about getting, trying to figure out like I saw this thing on eBay, and it was night vision binoculars, and they have an SD card in it and they can record like night vision. I thought about doing that, or getting something like what Steven Drones has in his backyard, where like a trail cam, and just seeing if I can get some gators at night. But I'd be afraid that I'd get a gator and then it would just like eat my face off. So anyway, and then right here, there's a Lakeside Ranch, STA, and there's a runway right here. So I'd Horseshoe Acres Air Park. So I might have to worry about that, but I wanted to look up, see what that is. So where was that at? So it looks like it's water, maybe. I don't see it here. Surely that's not it, is it? The other thing that I wanted to fly over is there's this park in the middle of Okeechobee that has all these tanks and stuff. I don't know if they're going to show it. This is another picture of it. That's the same tank, though. This might be it as well. There's like this little park that goes all the like kind of down Main Street. This is probably it too. And this. So I think that might be kind of fun if I can fly. Actually, Flagel Park. Let's look up Flagel Park. So I feel like it's around here somewhere. I feel like it's up here. I feel like this is it. Park Street, maybe? I think that's it right there. So if I put one here, there's a hospital nearby, but it's clear airspace. So I shouldn't have any problem taking off there. I just need to be mindful of helicopters. And then there's a park over here. So looks like in Okeechobee, there's plenty of places to fly, and there's a lot of water. I feel like this Paradise Run might be kind of cool. Oh, nope. But here. So there's clear airspace here. All of this looks really cool because this water looks insane. All these little waterways. So let's see what that looks like in real life on the map. Where was that? That was right here. So let's see if we can change that to satellite. Nope, that's not it. Oh, here it is. So let's change to terrain. Satellite. There we go. So, like, already this looks beautiful. Like, whatever's going on here, this might be a lot of fun to fly over. And, like, if you guys have seen my golf course video that I did in the Smokies, it might be kind of cool, just like that Parrot Disco video, flying from here over to here with just a waypoint mission and just let the drone do what it needs to do. So, all right. Okay. So Dan, yeah, I'm friends with Dan a little bit, like we're YouTube friends. So I'll check that out. Tanks a lot. You're a dork, Gary. Buy one for Paul. He has an extra one. Hey. All right. What time is it? I told my wife I was going to stop the show at 8 tonight, so we got about 15 more minutes. So that's Okeechobee. So now let's go to Cairo. I don't remember exactly where I'm staying, but I feel like anything around here is kind of fair game for my evening. There's a lily preserve. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that looks like a great place for macro photography, but not a great place to fly. Let's see, where else would be a good place? Simple air and ice. We're going to zoom in to about here. I don't remember. exactly where I'm staying. I think I'm staying along 84 because I'm going to Thomasville so I'm going through Thomasville. Um, so maybe at the end we'll show my video from Thomasville from last year. But I usually like to look for parks. I also like to look for like railroad tracks. Always fun. But this all might be just kind of Georgia's kind of like woods. There's a lot of water though. You see all that water on the map? There's a golf course, Tired Creek Golf Course. All right, so let's go back over to AirAware and let's search for Cairo, Georgia. All right. So clear airspace right in the middle. I saw a park. Let's see what this is. Clear airspace at that country club. Long Branch. I don't know what that is. Clear space. So let's see what Long Branch is. Wait. Oh. I don't really see what Long Branch is. I feel like it's this. Barber Park. So there's soccer fields there. So that might be a fun place to just kind of get out and do some FPV. There's something here. Let's see what else is here. Residential maintenance. Not sure what Cairo's like. There's a lot of water. There might not be anything fun to fly around in Cairo. Lower Muskogee Creek Tribe. What is that? That's interesting. You can get your COVID shots. I wonder if that's like a commune. Huh. I might record some Indians while I'm down there. So the route that I think I'm going, let's go to Okeechobee. So I believe the route that they told me that it said that I needed to go on was on Southwest Martin Highway. And I go right across the Alpata Flats. Now, whatever's going on right here might be really, really cool. Oh, those are streets. Never mind. I thought that was water. But the path that it took me, I'm staying over here, and the path it took me was 710 down to this 714, and then straight away over to this area. And I believe the causeway is right here. Yeah. So it's got me going across 714 all the way to here, and then I'll just kind of bounce around over to either here or over to there. I don't remember how it has me going. I was also trying to remember where that little roundabout was. I feel like this is it, but I'm not sure. So that's the way I'm going. So, but yeah, so let's play that video of Thomasville that I took last year. Oh, by the way, I'm past the 7,500 mark on subscribers. So that happened last week. And I meant to mention it, but I didn't. All right. So this is the video that I took of Thomasville last year. And it was taken with my modified DJI Avata that has 3.5-inch blades on it. And that was my logo that Dusty's got on his hat. That I've changed the logo since then. But this was the first time I ever flew my drone around Spanish moss. So it was terrifying a little bit. So Southeast Martin, it's all covered by trees. Mount the camera on the roof. That's a good idea. I've got several mounts for my Explorer. And something I did last year was I put my Insta360 1-inch camera on the roof. I've got 2 of those this year. So yeah, so I might do something like that. That sounds good. I also might do something like that around the Lake Okeechobee, or just some drive-throughs through Thomasville. This park is beautiful, and I'm definitely planning on coming back here. I want to get at least one flight at this park. But I mean, I drove right past it. I missed getting that water tower. I didn't even notice that water tower until after I got home and I watched this video. And then there was another one that said, "Welcome to Thomasville," kind of about 1.5 miles that way. I'm going to sneeze again. Excuse me. But this Spanish moss, like in your goggles, it shows up at like the last second. So Dusty said he just passed 500 subs. That's awesome. So when I got there to this park, there were a bunch of old ladies. They were setting up for some kind of rose festival that was going to happen the next week. So there's a little garden. Oh, look, I almost hit a couple squirrels. But over to the right here where that red car is, there's a garden. It's like a rose garden. And there's all these different colored roses, and they have a parade and all that kind of stuff. But I was almost there during the time that they all are in full bloom, and they have this rose festival. And there's actually a movie that was filmed here too. When I was flying my drone, I had a woman. There I am right there on the bench. I don't look good at all because I didn't have a shower. I took a shower. I didn't take a shower at the campsite last year. Oh yeah, here's the rose garden. But I didn't take a shower last year. I picked campgrounds with really nice showers this year. But the reason I didn't do that last year is because I was driving straight to the hotel, and I was just going to take a shower and get all cleaned up before the Friday evening meet. But yeah, and I kind of think this was the first time. Like, I think I got this drone right before the drone meetup, just like I got my 5-inch right before this year's drone meetup. But what I love about the Avata, it's a digital signal, but you can really fly far away with this digital signal. So, and this whole bridge system, I really want to go back and fly this again. That's a train bridge. And I guess there was something special about this town where like the railroad started here. Like this was like the starting point to go across, I don't know, to go out west or something. I don't know. There's a big thing about the train here, but I didn't really get the history. But yeah, it was just a beautiful park. And it was a perfect day too. Like no wind, like the water is almost glass. Like it's just there's a little goose down there. Um, but yeah, and this park just kind of goes on forever. So I'm about a block down from where I started from, and you'll see kind of in just a second, like I fly over the trees. I almost hit the trees, but I didn't want to drive over that road. So like I decided to come back through here and um, yeah, got pretty close to those trees. The other thing is I'm used to flying the original Avata, and when these modded kits have different, like the bodies are a different size now. So when I'm used to flying through, you get comfortable flying one drone, and then I fly a different drone that kind of put on a little bit of weight, and now I'm like flying through all these things. But saw that truck at the last minute and kind of bailed. But the other thing about this is there was this couple on a blanket, and they were like making out, and so I felt kind of weird flying near them because I feel like they thought I was just like peeping on them or something. Um, but I had a couple close calls. I flew over the tree and then almost hit a truck. So now I'm just kind of getting my bearings back in this little area right here where there's not much to hit. But yeah, that Spanish moss just kind of comes out of nowhere. All right, see you, Jim. Hope you have a good week, and I hope to see you again. So Dusty says, can't you push a button and make it power loop? Not the original. The Avata 2 you can, but not the original. So okay. If I get caught up watching Jim and TJ talk to each other, I'll just get all messed up. But yeah, it's about 8 o'clock here, so I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for coming and hanging out, Jim. Thanks. Welcome to the channel. I hope you stay and hang out. And I would love to talk more about fixed wings. It's something I'm interested in, but I've never really had experience with. But I can definitely point you in a lot of directions of some really cool stuff. So yeah, hope you guys have a good week. I'm going to practice VR this week because I hardly ever get to take a road trip. So I'm going to take this opportunity to hopefully I won't get mugged with my expensive equipment, but I definitely want to go like there are a lot of like docks near Jensen, near the causeway. I want to do like a, just a really cool like VR experience of that. Do some Georgia, do some Everglades, all those things. But yeah, see y'all in a week and a half. Have a wonderful night, y'all. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications when I put out more live streams and more videos about cool stuff that I like. Peace out, y'all.